Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. Here's the daily reading for Friday, the 18th of August. Right, now, this will be a general reading. Whatever comes up, comes up. And I'm using Major Arcana here. This is the Ancient Italian Tarot. And then I've got Rider-Waite, Minor Arcana. I've got here the Pentacles, the Wands, the Swords, and the Cups. So what I'm going to do is pull 3 from the Major and 1 overall card for that. And then I'm going to clarify the 3 with 1 from the Pentacles, 1 from the Wands, 1 from the Swords, and 1 from the Cups. That's how I do it. So hopefully you like it. So I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to pull the overall card first. Okay, how wonderful. The Empress. So let's put her up there as our overall energy. Excellent. Right, let's pull the other 3. Okay, we've got the Tower. We've got the Star. That's nice because they actually follow each other. Card number 16, card number 17. And, oh, the High Priestess. Right, and as I say, the overall card being the Empress. So, let's get moving with this. What can I see? Well, something bad. Hope after something bad. And kind of knowing really what this is all about. There's a knowing here in the High Priestess. And there's another sort of knowing in the Empress, but that the Empress is more a kind of, how can I say, a kind of visceral, fleshy knowing. The High Priestess is a spiritual knowing. And there's an inevitability about this. I mean, we've got the inevitability of the move from card number 16 to card number 17. We've also, it just strikes me, got the inevitability of card number 2 to card number 3. So this is, whilst it might be shocking in the Tower here, it is right. This is right. There's a rectitude about this. We don't have justice on the table yet, but let's see what comes up. I mean, we won't get a Major Arcana justice because we've finished with the Major Arcana now, but who knows, some stuff might come up in the Minor Arcana to do with this. But whatever this is, I mean, the Tower is a card that could be called one of those things. It's just one of those things. There's just nothing really kind of more to say about it than it's just one of those things. And the phrase one of those things is something, it's a phrase that we use to talk about something that nobody wanted to happen. Nobody planned that it would happen, but it happened anyway. So it's a kind of suck it up energy. But there's something very comforting about it in this reading because, I mean, in the Major Arcana, the Tower is followed, as I say, by the Star. So you have this thing that like rocks your world. And then you have this period of peace after. And what I'm getting from this today, from the Star, is the sense of sitting very quietly in sort of post-traumatic, mild, quite peaceful shock, reassessing the territory in front of you and looking at what new, starting to look at what new possibilities might have been thrown up by everything falling down around your ears here in the Tower. And whatever we're seeing here in the Star, or rather, we don't really see it, we kind of sense it. We sense that the ground that has been cleared through this makes it possible to open up into new territory here. And that's the sort of the unending optimism of the human spirit. It doesn't matter what it throws at us. Usually We do. We just suck it up and look for the best. This is about making the best of things. And the phrase that's coming to me here for the High Priestess is that the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. And somewhere deep down, you know that. You know it. Your spirit knows it. And it's very, very comforting, despite the chaos that ensues when this thunderbolt comes out the blue and just smashes everything we thought we knew to pieces. And what can come out of this is fecundity, fertility, and the birthing of a new paradigm. This is absolutely beautiful, even with this in the mix. This is beautiful. Sometimes this has to happen. It just does. I mean, when that lightning brews up in the storm cloud, there's nothing to be done. There's nothing to be done. You've just got to accept it. And I'm seeing here a big correlation between this thunderbolt and the light rays emanating out of this. And also a big correlation between those two things and this pouring and pouring and pouring from these two cups into the water source, into the great cycle. This is all part of the great cycle. And she knows it. The High Priestess knows it. This was all written. It's all in that book. This was all supposed to happen. So the correct stance to take on this is, right, what can come from this? What does this clear the ground for? It's like when there's a forest fire, you know, some plants are designed to respond with their fecundity and their fertility to the disastrous conditions of a forest fire. This is just absolutely beautiful. Everything's gone to shit and we're good. Right. Let's start pulling some clarifiers. Okay, one from the Pentacles. We've got the Page of Pentacles here. So yeah, we're still, this is new. We're still kind of catching our breath from whatever this tower event or tower energy is. And there's a wish to learn from this. The Page is a student. It's a trainee. So we're still at the very early stages of this. And if we can embrace the knowing of the High Priestess and the potential of the Empress here, there's an awful lot to be gained from this situation. I would think that the main thing is just to not panic. Like, don't panic. There's no need for panic. There's no place for panic. Panic is never, ever, ever, ever helpful. So just cool your jets, take your time, employ Page of Pentacles energy to see what can arise from this, because clearly a lot of really, really good stuff can arise from this. Okay, Wands, Two of Wands. Yeah, okay, more prospecting energy. This world, this globe that he's holding in his hands has suddenly turned over. And we see this from the tower here. Something has completely like flipped 180 degrees. Wouldn't have flipped 360 because it would have come back to where it is. It's flipped 180. And just steadily, quietly standing, holding what you're currently engaged in. I mean, wands are about action in the world. This is about kind of possibilities in the world. This is about action in the world. So you're already engaged in forward movement, holding this wand. But this globe has flipped. This wand is already gained. And it's so gained, whatever knowledge or experience you've built up is so sure, it's so gained. This is bolted to the wall. Can you see that little bolt there? It's bolted there. It's not going anywhere. So we've got something in hand and something in reverse. We got cash in hand and we got some savings in the bank. Not a huge amount, but enough to start a new phase, a new cycle in the context of this globe and this tower, everything having suddenly turned on its head. Just like, don't panic. I actually don't see any panic on the table apart from this tower energy. But as I say, it's inevitable. When that lightning builds up in that cloud, that nothing can be done to stop it. So it's like that serenity prayer. God grant me the strength to cope with what I can't cope with, and the courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, or something along those lines. That's what we're dealing with here. And we're very, very capable. Capability is all over this reading with these three strong female energies here. We're capable of weathering the storm. We're capable of knowing what can possibly come from this because it was already written. We see the book on her lap. And we're capable of birthing new possibilities out of it with the Empress here. Absolutely beautiful. Right, let's move on to the swords. Right, another strong female energy. We're on this. We're on it. Don't worry. Thoughts and words are flowing with great precision. I'm seeing precision in this today. And whatever we decide through our reflections as the Page of Pentacles here, we're in a place where the combination of this star energy and this High Priestess energy is giving us massive power in our thoughts and words. This is authority. We know exactly where we are. We might not know what's happened and we might not know which way is up, but we know where we are, and we're absolutely assured of the accuracy and the authority of our thoughts and words. It's wonderful. There's great confidence here, and I'm so pleased to see that in the context of the first card that came out, because this is a flipping disaster. And if you can take disaster and learn from it, you're really doing well. That's the overall message I'm seeing so far. Take disaster, accept disaster, suck it up and learn from it. Let's see what's happening in the cups with the emotions. Yeah, okay. 5 of Cups. Well, you know, perhaps a period of mourning for what's been lost here in the Tower is appropriate. Perhaps it is. Don't forget that even if the collective energy of the 3 cups has been knocked over, you know, perhaps we've lost a job, perhaps we've been made redundant or something. The love inherent in the 2 of Cups here, and I'm seeing that reflected in the 2 vessels here in the Star card, is still upright. That hasn't gone. So however hard this is, please do reflect on the fact that the capacity to love still exists within you. And it's a very, very good sign, in fact, when something is hurting. The reason something hurts is because your heart is hurt. And that means your heart is 2 of Cups, still standing up, still alive and functioning very, very well indeed. It's when it doesn't hurt that there's a problem. If it hurts, you're alive. So don't forget that. Don't forget that. It's some small comfort for you when things are hurting, which I guess they are post-Tower. Right, let's pull on the Star here. There we go, you see. King of Pentacles. We've gone from the page. We haven't even bothered with the slow plodding Knight of Pentacles. We've gone straight to the King of Pentacles. You've already got everything you need. And here in the Two of Wands, this wand bolted to the wall. It's not going anywhere. It's absolutely sure. It's absolutely solid. And the King of Pentacles is telling us that. We've got everything we need to move into a new paradigm here with the Empress. Everything we need. The wealth we need. We have been saving and saving and saving and banking up and banking up and banking up our wealth. And we're in, ironically, an extremely strong position. Very happy to see that there. It's authority again, you see. We've got the Queen of Swords over here and the King of Pentacles there. It's authority. We might not be feeling it. And I think in the Five of Cups here, we're not feeling it. We're mourning and we're grieving. But we do actually have huge and very powerful and wonderful assets that we can go on to draw upon as we move forward. Okay, straight on to the Three of Wands. So now that wand that was bolted to the wall here is now unbolted and with us. It's planted firmly in the ground and we're still holding the Ace of Wands. So we're building up our resources and we're building up a head of steam in terms of action. There's a lot of action here. I mean, the Star is sort of contemplation, but it's active contemplation. It's not the Hermit. It's not the Hanged Man. This is active. And this is engaging with, as I say, the generalized flow of energy. I mean, she's pouring from the source into the source. She gets it. She gets how energy works. And so do we in this situation. The capacity is there for us to really thoroughly get it. Because as I say, we have been building up, King of Pentacles, our reserves. We're in a very, very, very strong position to move forward. We've put down that globe here that he was holding in the Two of Pentacles. We've put it down. It's like, yeah, okay, everything's flipped. I'm going to stick that on the shelf and I'm going out into the world with my Three Wands to see what I can build. This is looking forward with a great degree of optimism, if I may. And I'll bring it back again to this Tower. Whatever this is has rocked our world. And how lucky are we to have our world rocked and to still feel optimistic. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, Ten of Swords. We had this yesterday and I have shuffled these around. This Tower event or Tower energy or Tower kind of headspace, this catastrophe in the Tower here is over. And this is a reiteration from the reading of yesterday. It's important to know that it is over. And that's what we see in the Ten of Swords. It's done with. We don't need to sit over this corpse weeping and looking at those 10 swords. It's done. You know, we can walk away. We can walk away. I wonder if the Eight of Cups will come up. I don't know. But here, in the Five of Cups, this is the only kind of like kind of energy I've seen in this reading so far. It would be wise, it would behoove us to not focus too much on what's been lost. Okay, it is possible to sort of indulge ourselves when some like tower shit's gone down, of just sitting and grieving over what's been lost. And the grieving is a necessary process, but there comes a point where it can become a refuge. It can become a place to hide. And I think what the Ten of Swords is telling us here is don't indulge in that. Don't indulge in your grief. Don't sort of objectify your grief and take it on as an identity trait, a character trait. Okay, it's just some really bad shit that happened. And we can see so far we're in a very, very strong position to move it forward. So understand and let go of what has happened. Don't indulge in kind of the deliciousness of tragedy. All right. It's very seductive, the deliciousness of tragedy. And there's nothing down that road whatsoever, I promise you. So understand, let it go. It's done. It's over. You know, these boulders and these bricks and these rocks and these stones that this previously very, very well constructed structure consisted of is now like they're on the ground. Gravity has done its work with them. They can't go any further. Ten of Swords, it's done. So do start lifting your eyes, your spiritual eyes, to the dawn that is rising behind these swords and behind this gruesome scene. Oh man, it doesn't matter how many times I shuffle. 6 of Cups. Again, that's third reading in a row that has come up. Innocence. Again, all right. The word naivety has popped into my mind here. Today, I see this as a cautionary tale as I see this. The 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups, cautionary tale. Don't believe that somehow this tragedy, this catastrophe is you. Basically self-pity. We've got self-pity here and we've got self-pity there. And I can tell you, as someone who's been around the block quite a few times, self-pity is an extremely unattractive quality. And it's a very, if you use self-pity on others as a power tool to get them to do what you want, you're doing a great disservice to yourself, to the event itself in the tower here, and to the one on whom you are using the terrible facts of the terrible stuff that's happened to you. Don't go down that road. There's F all down there. I promise you, there's nothing down there. All you'll do is leave people feeling alienated and guilty for something they haven't even done. Self-pity and the indulgence in the sense of tragedy when things go wrong, because things do go wrong from time to time, won't get you anywhere, right? It's time to really, really embrace the fact that whatever this is in the tower here was written out in that book and was going to happen. It was inevitable. If you can embrace that without becoming self-indulgently emotional about it, great possibilities can grow from this. But you're going to have to kind of get a hold of yourself and not sink into self-pity. Right, let's move on to the High Priestess here. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, this draws me back to these 3 cups that have fallen here. 3 cups and 3 pentacles, all the 3s are about bringing stuff together, bringing multiple factors together in order to build something new. So the next step, the next verse, the next chapter in that book on the High Priestess's lap here involves collaboration, and it involves appropriate collaboration from each part of the team, bringing what it is really good at. Because what we've got here, we've got the worker here who has his skills and knows what to do. We've got the commissioner of the job here, the monk, because we're in a monastery here. He has commissioned the stonemason to do some carving. So we've got the worker, the commissioner, and here we've got the merchant who's got the money. He's the one with the money to give to the monk to pay the mason. So everybody here is playing their part in the construction of something new. And the construction of something new is highly appropriate in the context of the destruction of something old. Right? Something old has gone. It's been swept away. It was always going to happen in the end, and it's gone. The response, the correct response here, is to look to the construction of something new, working as part of a group, working cooperatively, each person in their proper role. So perhaps something for you to think about is, what do you have to offer? What do you have to bring to the table? What is the most appropriate, natural and valuable thing for you to bring to the table? I mean, everybody here in the Three of Pentacles has their own value. The worker has the value of the skill that he brings. The monk has the value of providing the venue and the need for this skill. The merchant has the value of having the dosh to give to the monk who's going to pay the worker. It's beautiful. There's a beautiful cycle of cooperation, productive cooperation here. So, okay, I'm going to move on. King of Wands. Right, there is a power of productivity here in this reading that is overseeing the foundations of what comes after this tower. There's a clearing process to be carried out here. And, you know, if you're out clearing up after a mess, say like some really powerful storm has blown through your property overnight and everything's a bit like here, there and everywhere out in the garden and things have got like blown around. It's an opportunity to reorder things, and I definitely see that here in the Star and the Empress. And the Two of Wands followed by the Three of Wands followed by the King of Wands here. You are in a position, and it is incumbent upon you to act in this matter. Don't just stand there in your black cloak crying over what's been lost, because what remains is still there. Don't stand there like a little child going, poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me. All right, I'm not dissing children, but, you know, it is quite a childish, not necessarily childlike, but childish energy, this self-pity here. Don't waste your time with that, because this shit's done, man. You know, you can't bring whatever was encased in this tower before it fell down. You can't bring it back to life. You've got to let it go. You've got to get busy. That's what the King of Wands is telling me here. Get busy working out how to bring all the forces available to you together to move forward into a new paradigm. Oh, yeah, okay. Five of Cups, Three of Swords. Yeah, you're just going to have to live with this. And what I found through my life is that when it really hurts, like I said earlier, when it really, really hurts, that's actually a good sign, because it shows that your heart is still alive. And what I'm drawn to for the first time ever in this card is how sort of bulgy this heart looks. Right, this isn't a flat two-dimensional heart. This is a three-dimensional heart. And despite the fact that these three swords are sticking through it, and we've got these rain clouds behind it, and it's all a bit shit, we don't see blood pouring out of this, all right? It's still alive. Your heart is still alive. And that's why it hurts, All right, it's a good sign. So just keep breathing through the pain of whatever this is. Keep breathing, because it was meant to happen. It was written in the book. And as I say, so is the next chapter. Right, we had this yesterday, the Seven of Cups. Yeah, there might be a period of not knowing what the next step is. When things get really, really shaken up, like they do in the tower, and the ground is sort of littered with with the remnants of what used to be reality, and it's all like gone tits up and fallen down. You know, you look at all that rubble lying around, you're just like, oh my God, like, what do I do with all this? What do I do with it all? It's really interesting, because down here on this bottom row in these cups, we're really getting quite a lot of grief here and confusion in the Seven of Cups. And let's have a look at this. What have we got? We've kind of got a kind of Gorgon-like figure here. We've got what one of my favourite readers calls the magic shuttlecock here. We've got a snake, wisdom here. So we've got a kind of god figure here, goddess figure here. We've got snake here. We've got dragon here. We've got the victory wreath here. We've got the wealth here. And we've got, I don't know, territory and power there in that sort of mountain affair. The only one that's highlighted is that magic shuttlecock. That's you under there. Let me just have a, yeah. Can you see at the side of that magic shuttlecock, there and there, there's a pair of hands there. There's a new you under there. And while, you know, through the grief of the Three of Cups and the pain of the Three of Swords here, sorry, the grief of the Five of Cups, the self-pity in this, the poor me energy of the Six of Cups here. It's like, why did this have to happen to me? I didn't deserve this. It's like, well, it happened. Shit happens. One of those things. Within all this is the possibility for, dare I say it, a whole new you. So while you're looking at this kind of wreckage and this rubble-strewn plot of land where your tower once sat, proud and strong, is gone, man. So perhaps, you know, take your time, but don't take too long. Ten of Swords. Don't take too long. Action is required. And the real prize here is this, what's under this magic shuttlecock, and that's you. And I think it's not for nothing that the figure we see here, with the back turned to us, surveying this cornucopia of possibilities. Which one should I choose? What is this really about? Is it about wealth? Is it about power? Is it about kind of supernatural capacity? Is it about deep spirituality? Is it about tradition or religion? Is it about kind of the gaining of territory? What is it about? It's about you. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Right, okay. That is the reading for today. I'm drawn today for the first time to just quickly clarify the Empress here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I want to do it. How beautiful. Minor Arcana Empress, the Queen of Pentacles. We're absolutely on the right thing. Okay. Queen of Wands. There's a huge amount of power on the table here. Seven of Swords. I'll tell you what's coming off that for me straight away today. Just keep stum about this. Keep quiet about this, whatever it is. Hold your fire. Don't go blabbing the farm. All right? This Seven of Swords isn't always about someone lying. It is also sometimes about keeping your powder dry. Just keep your thoughts to yourself in this matter until you've worked out what to do and you've worked out the best way forward. Okay, just keep it quiet. That's what I'm getting off the Seven of Swords there. And you couldn't make this shit up. Queen of Cups. Okay, it's all good. This is all good if you can overcome the temptation to indulge in grief, self-pity and confusion about which way to go next. If you can just take a breath, understand that what has happened clearly had to happen. All the ingredients that brought this disaster around here in the or this like ending of something that seemed so established here in the Tower, it was all inevitable. So just accept it for what it is. Railing against fate has never got anyone anywhere. Shakespeare knew that, to be or not to be. That is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to rail against a sea of misfortunes and blah, 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 or whatever. Accept things for what they are. And I will tell you, queenly power like you wouldn't flipping believe. We got Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Empress and the High Priestess on the table. Hold firm, hold your faith in the face of whatever this is, and just untold spiritual and material, probably, wealth and riches are available to you. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.